Hey everybody, this is the ASD Dad and I'm Tony Crane. If you are a member of or know a family affected by autism, you know what a stress it can be. What is not well appreciated by most people, and why we are here, is because dad can help to make the stress placed on the family worse if he or mom are unaware of what is really going on in dad's head or are unwilling to talk about it. So today we are going to talk about how moms and dads react to a diagnosis of ASD, and we're going to talk about the consequences of the differences between these reactions. In the beginning, before a diagnosis, couples may have no clue that their child has autism. Many people have never even heard about ASD or really don't understand what it is. The first signs of autism often can be interpreted as other things like learning disabilities, attention disorders, and some of the signs seem perfectly normal for a small child. The truth is that many children exhibit signs that could be interpreted as ASD when the child is actually perfectly normal. By the way, my next video will be a breakdown of 5 signs that should lead you to seek professional medical assessment immediately. But since symptoms are confusing, many parents will not get a confirmed ASD diagnosis at first. Usually they just receive some complaint from school, or they'll notice some change in their kids' activities or some small delays, or some strange activities. In most cases, this will bring a family together, but often they come together to deny what's happening. When we were first called to school, they wanted to medicate my child. Why? Because unbeknownst to us, our son had been falling out of his seat a lot. When I asked what that meant, they told me 50, yes, 50 times a day. I just got angry. Why didn't they tell me earlier? Why would this lead to medication? What the heck was going on with my kid? My wife and I began to fight to protect our kid from these idiots who were trying to educate him and overseeing his education. They weren't going to medicate our child. There was nothing wrong with our child. They weren't going to put him in some kind of special class. That wasn't going to happen. But all that changed on the day a doctor diagnosed our child. And that's what happens for most families. For us, that day did not come for several years. And for some, it can be even longer. But when it comes, the day of diagnosis and the following few months or years can define how a family will survive or crumble. And it is all based on how men and women react to the diagnosis. Now, please don't take any offense to any of this, as I know that some of the things I'm about to say are real generalizations. Some dads react very differently, and some moms are likely to react just like a lot of dads. But the truth is, and all that being said, that studies have shown 2 things. 1, that dads hate to participate in studies, and 2, that dads and moms react very differently, and their reactions fall along gender lines. Anyway, mom and dad tend to follow an outline that looks like this. Mom and dad both fight together pre-diagnosis to defend their kid. But after diagnosis, mom feels sadness while dad gets angry. Moms express feelings, dad hides them. Mom pulls in friends and family, while dad pushes people away. Mom gives more care to the child, while dad tries to make plans and tries to take control of what the child's going to do. Mom accepts the future and prepares for it, while dad sets high expectations that need to be met. The result of these different paradigms are what become important. Mom, by taking these steps, does exactly what society generally expects and is seen as a nurturing and good mom. But what are the standards for dad? Dad thinks, rightly or wrongly, that society expects him to raise a strong kid who can throw, catch, run, play football, have a girlfriend, eventually get a wife, have children, and stand on his own. And for many kids on the autism spectrum, these things are never going to happen. And dad soon realizes that fact. For dad, coming to the realization of what the meaning of an ASD diagnosis is a depressing and angering event. Studies show that since many men eventually feel they have no way to help the situation, they start to pull away. Some work more hours at work, some take up pretty bad habits, and some just become withdrawn and depressed. That's this guy right here. They cannot see any measure, any respect in which they will be seen as a good dad. It is with that heartbreak or something similar to it that many fathers of children on the spectrum experience and have to live through. By the time they realize what is really going on in their family dynamic, it's pretty damaged. So why is the experience so unique for dads? Well, despite years of fighting the stereotypes, dads are still seen as the one who is supposed to be strong and silent. No tears, no outward signs of pain. Well, I'm here to tell you, and listen to me very carefully. For a man, the emotional and mental reaction to finding out that your son or daughter has autism, that the potential you saw in your child may be gone to a large extent, is the equivalent of finding out a loved one has died. When you hold that in your head and don't talk about it, you screw up your brain, and it's that simple. What is more, men do not generally have a safe place to let it out. Do not sell this short. The studies show that this is the case, and they bear out that it is, again, generally speaking, a very different reaction from that experienced by women. Men express that the day they found out about their child's diagnosis, they lost control of their world. They experience a list of problems unique to them, and they need to get some help when they experience them. In our next video, I'm going to talk about some of the problems that they actually experience and be more specific. But if you have them, you probably know it. If you know someone who you've seen with them, you probably know it. Get some help. Ask them to get some help. Call a therapist. Send us a message. If you're one of the people out there who have suffered through some of these problems and come out the other side, please contact me so we can help others. Please don't forget to like this video on YouTube and to like and share our Facebook page. 1 in 60 kids born today will be given a diagnosis of autism. That means that today, 166 families in the United States alone will face that diagnosis. Our goal is to help every one of them, but we need to reach them. We need to find ASD Dads everywhere. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you next time on the ASD Dad.